Nalanda. This isn't just some old place, it's a symbol of India's amazing past. A past where knowing things was the most important. Smart people and students came here from faraway lands. They came looking for wisdom and to understand things better. Nalanda, a jewel in the crown of old-time learning. Long before Oxford or Cambridge, there was Nalanda. It stood proudly where Bihar, India is today. It was a place full of smart thinking and learning. Its halls were filled with debates and talks. New ideas were born right here. Nalanda was much more than just buildings. It was a lively group of people all searching for knowledge. What it left behind still inspires us today. It's like even the ground at Nalanda tells stories of its old glory. It tells of a time when India was a top leader in education for the whole world. The ruins that stand today are quiet reminders of a time of amazing learning. We walk among these ruins, picturing thousands of monks and smart people. The story of Nalanda is a story of what people can achieve. Nalanda shows the power of learning. It shows how knowing things can change whole groups of people. Are we listening? Nalanda's journey started many centuries ago. Historians believe it started to grow and shine around the 5th century CE. This was the time of the Gupta Empire. The Gupta kings were big supporters of art and learning. They helped Nalanda become a great center. It was a center for Buddhist studies. Nalanda was a Mahavihara. It became one of the most important Buddhist centers in the world. Its influence went beyond just religion. It attracted minds interested in all sorts of different subjects. Students and teachers came from places like Tibet, China, Korea, and Central Asia. This shows its incredible reputation. Nalanda's cultural impact was huge. It played a super important role in spreading Indian culture and ways of thinking. Buddhist philosophy, logic, and science from India reached other parts of Asia thanks to Nalanda's scholars. Imagine an exchange of ideas. Different cultures met here, learning from each other. This truly made Nalanda an international hub. We know a lot about Nalanda from the writings of famous travelers. Scholars like Xuanzang and Aizing from China visited Nalanda. Their detailed writings tell us about life at the university. They confirm that Nalanda was a world leader in education. Imagine what it was like to be at Nalanda way back then. The campus itself was huge and really impressive. Stories say there were many monasteries. Some of them were several stories high. There were grand stupas and temples. Beautiful gardens, peaceful lakes, and parks were spread all across the land. Thousands of people lived and studied here. It was a city of knowledge. Getting into Nalanda wasn't easy. The admission process was famously tough. Students who wanted to join had to pass tough spoken exams. Only the smartest and most dedicated students were let in. This made sure that the students were really top-notch. The connection between teachers and students was super important to how Nalanda worked. It was built on deep respect for each other and a shared promise to learn. Learning involved thinking hard, debating, and lots of discussion. Nalanda was a place where all the students lived right there. People think that when it was at its busiest, about 10,000 students and 2,000 teachers lived there. This created a really lively and smart community. Students and teachers were always talking and working together, which built a strong sense of friendship. Living there meant students could really dive deep into their studies. Just imagine the energy of a place like that. The education they offered at Nalanda was super varied. Now, Buddhist philosophy was a main subject, but they taught a whole lot more. Students could dive deep into the Vedas, logic, and grammar. These subjects were the building blocks for some serious brain training. Nalanda was also a hub for learning about all sorts of things, not just religious topics. Medicine, or Ayurveda, was taught there too. Metaphysics and philosophy were all about understanding what's real and what it means to be alive. Astronomy and mathematics were also part of what they taught. This approach of covering so many subjects made Nalanda really special. The goal was to create scholars who knew a lot about many different things. The learning atmosphere at Nalanda really encouraged people to think freely. Debates were a big part of life at the school. Scholars with different ideas would have lively discussions. It was all about finding the truth by thinking things through and discussing them. This spirit of being open to questions attracted the brightest minds. Nalanda was a place where ideas were questioned and new ways of seeing things came about. Nalanda was famous for its incredible library. It was called Dharma Gunj, which means Mountain of Truth. This library was housed in 3 big buildings. It held hundreds of thousands of manuscripts. Imagine how much knowledge was stored there. A real treasure chest of human wisdom. Trouble at the heart of learning. Nalanda's fall and destruction. Every great place faces challenges. Nalanda was no different. It fell apart slowly, over time. Many things helped make it weaker over hundreds of years. Some smart people who study history think that problems from the inside also played a part. Maybe the support from kings and queens started to go down over time. But the biggest hit came from the outside. Around the year 1200 CE, Nalanda was attacked very cruelly. Bakhtiyar Khilji's armies attacked this area. Nalanda was a famous and rich school, so it became a target. The attackers looted and destroyed the monasteries and temples. The destruction of Nalanda had really terrible results. Many people died, and it was very, very sad. The great library, Dharma Gunj, with its tons and tons of old books and writings, was said to have been set on fire. People say the library burned for months. This was a huge loss for India and the world, something that could never be fixed. With its buildings all broken and its community scattered everywhere, Nalanda just stopped working. For many, many years, Nalanda was forgotten, buried under layers of dirt because no one took care of it. The silence that fell over the place was so deep, it felt like you couldn't hear anything at all. From broken old ruins to being built up again, this is Nalanda today. For many, many years, Nalanda was just old, broken buildings that people forgot about. Then, in the 1800s, people found it again. British explorers who dig for old things, like Sir Alexander Cunningham, were very important. They started digging. Little by little, the old buildings of Nalanda started to come out from under the dirt. Now, the old Nalanda buildings that they dug up are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That means it's a very special place for the whole world. People who visit can walk around what's left of the old school. They can see the small rooms where monks lived, the big rooms where they learned, and really amazing temples. It's something that makes you feel a lot of things. These old broken buildings show us how big and amazing ancient Nalanda was. People are still working to keep Nalanda safe and fix it up. A group called the Archaeological Survey of India takes care of this place. They work hard to stop the old brick buildings from falling apart or getting hurt. It's our job to keep this special place safe for kids in the future. Near the place where they dug, there's a museum called the Nalanda Archaeological Museum. The museum has lots of old things that they found when they were digging. These include statues of Buddha and Bodhisattvas. There are also little statues made of clay, old money, special stamps called seals, and pots. These things tell us a lot about the art, how people lived, and what they did every day in old Nalanda. Going to the museum helps you understand the whole story. It makes the story of Nalanda feel real. A global effort, rebuilding a legacy with help from around the world. Nalanda's story didn't end with its destruction or when it was found again. In recent times, a powerful idea started to grow. The idea was to bring Nalanda back to life, not just as a place from history, but as a living center where people could learn. This idea really started to take off in the early 2000s. Could Nalanda rise again? Many people believed it could. The government of India took the lead in this big project. In 2010, the Indian Parliament passed the Nalanda University Act. This act laid out the legal plans to set up a new international university. It was a big idea, to build a modern school that would have the same spirit of asking questions and sharing ideas that ancient Nalanda was known for. This project to bring it back is not just an Indian project. It really is a project where many countries work together. Countries like China, Singapore, Thailand, Japan, and Australia have promised their support. They see Nalanda as an important part of Asia's shared history. The new Nalanda University aims to be a center for higher studies and research. It focuses on learning about many different subjects together. The goal is to tackle today's big world problems, just like the old Nalanda did. The new Nalanda University started its classes and programs in 2014. The campus is being built near the old ancient site in Rajgir, Bihar. They are making it in a way that's good for the earth. The new university is a sign of hope. It shows that a great history of smart thinking is starting again. The new Nalanda University is set up to teach many different subjects together. It has schools like the School of Buddhist Studies, Philosophy, and Comparing Religions. There's also the School of Historical Studies, and the School of Ecology and Environment Studies too. These schools help students see how different kinds of learning are connected. One of the big goals of the new Nalanda is to use old wisdom to help with today's problems. How can the smart ideas from long ago help us now? It supports studies that are important for people living today. It wants to be a place where new ideas can grow. The new Nalanda University is seen as a place where people from all over the world can talk and share ideas. It brings together students and teachers from many different places and cultures. This makes it a wonderful place to learn. In a world that often has a lot of fighting, Nalanda wants to bring people together. This is the heart of the new Nalanda. The future is calling, Nalanda's lasting dream and how it will touch the whole world. Nalanda has a big future. The goal is for Nalanda to become a world-famous center again. It will attract the brightest minds. It's not about recreating the past. It's about building the future. Nalanda's comeback will help Bihar and India. It will boost the local economy. It will create chances for jobs and growth. It will boost India's good influence around the world. It will show India's amazing history of learning and ideas. Nalanda will become a symbol of learning and countries working together. It will inspire a new generation of learners and thinkers. Nalanda is more than just a university. It's a symbol of the history we all share. It stands for the search for knowledge that never ends. What Nalanda stood for is still important today. Nalanda's story is inspiring. Nalanda's future looks bright. And Nalanda's story isn't over yet.